Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Eileen. Today I have a somewhat of a tutorial, more like a walkthrough on how I create my shrink plastic charms. It looks like this. It's kind of hard to see. There you go. And where I got my inspiration. First of all, the shrink plastic idea is not my original idea. I just love doing the shrink plastic. So I ordered some bookmark dangles from Wandy, who is Wandy Sweets here on YouTube and also on Instagram. It's where she currently is selling her bookmark charms. Anyway, this is what it looks like, and don't mind me, the camera is directly in front of my face, so I'm trying to show you the best I can. This is what the bookmark looks like, and she's got all these little charms, dangles, acrylic pieces on here, okay? And the thing is, she had these, let me find it, these teeny tiny dangles, right? These are acrylic pieces. These are not shrink plastic. And I was like, oh my God, yeah, time to break out all the wonderful shrink plastic. And also, let me get the plastic. I picked up several different types of shrink plastic on Amazon, but this particular one is the one I'm using today. And let me show you. This is the cover. Shrink plastic kit, size A4. And I think I got like 50, I think. Something like that. And I also shared it in a haul, okay? And on the back of this card, it has the directions on how to use your shrink plastic, okay? This particular plastic is transparent, okay? And this one has a matte side, and it has a shiny side. You see that? So this side is matte, or frosted, I should say, and this side is shiny. So that's what I'm using for today. And I'm going to show you why I referenced Wandy, because with the order, she gave me some extra goodies, okay, that came in the order. And she gave me this little sheet of stickers. And you could get these, I believe they're at Five Below, I believe. So this is what they look like, and they average about, let's see, under an inch and a half. It's hard to see in this light right now. Anyway, trust me, under an inch and a half, okay? Majority, some of it. So I took the sheet, and there is an outer layer on the sheet. There's usually a decorative, leftover, the negatives parts. So I pulled that off, and I took this to my scanner and scanned it into the computer. And then let me go over here and let me show you. I saved on my computer. I have the options to save as a JPEG or a PNG. So this particular image is a JPEG. Now I did save them in both styles because, let me show you. I couldn't figure it out. I know you could load PNGs into, there it is, or PDF, sorry, not PNGs, PDFs. So this is the image with the background paper, the decorative sticker that goes around each of the individual cutouts, right? I pulled that off. I wasn't having any success with that on the Cricut. And so I rescanned it without that decorative page or decorative sticker, pulled it off, and then when I pulled it into Cricut Design Space, this came up a lot better. Let's go into my stuff. Let me make this smaller and you guys can see a little better. So here you have my images that I scanned, and I've already manipulated some of the images so that they're together with a larger character. Um, let's go in and show you what I've done. Oh, it's going to take forever now. Cricket, cricket, cricket. My computer is overloaded. That's why it takes forever. The more stuff you have on the computer, the slower your processing speed. So just the FYI. So I scanned the images in, and normally you would go, let me show you the normal route. Normally you would go here to a new project in Cricut Design Space, and over to the left, you can see it over here. It goes upload, and you could go to upload image, and you go into your browse, or you could drag and drop if your file was already open. I'm going to go into documents. I'm going to open this. Oops, sorry. Just kidding. Go in there, select my image. You can see the scanned image that I have. And it looks like this. You still see the sticker sheet, and there's a little line here from the scanner bed, but that's okay. So yes, we want this, and we're going to go down to the bottom right down here. It says continue. Click on continue, and they'll give you the image. Now, I want to take away the background. Even though there is no background, I'm going to take away the background. And then you just let it do its business. Take care of its business. Okay. Now, I clicked on that select bar because we're on the select icon. It's got the crosshairs right there. You can increase this image right here and keep on enlarging it because it's super tiny. And you want to try to get rid of as much of these little details as possible. I'm going to select my eraser tool and just go ahead and clean those lines up. And I don't think this, yeah, this one doesn't go away. But there is a hair of a line right on this side here that I can see that you cannot see. No matter how large I make this screen. Okay, so up here's the hanger. I'm just going to use the eraser tool and erase that part of the image. And you can also go in, see this little selection bar up on the top right corner. It says preview single layer. Click on that and it shows you all the little nuances here. I'm not going to take the time to clean this up, but this is where you can clean up your image by using the eraser tool. And just like going in and click, and those little itty bitty pieces could go away. There you go. But a lot of this image is hashed out. You see this right here? All these right here. It's hard to show on this. I'll try to zoom in with my editing, but it's really hard to see using the camera in front of my face. So a lot of imperfections. It's not a perfect image, of course, but this is for those who don't like buying SVGs. Raise my hand. I'm raising my hand. Although they are inexpensive, some of them are really great. I have a few favorites in Etsy that I like to go to if in case I'm not satisfied with my own work, or if I just want a better, clearer image, I'll go to Etsy. So I'm just clicking on these little speckles and they will get cleaned up. But, you know, meantime, I'm going to cancel out of this because I've already cleaned out my image. I'm going to go back home, go back into my project, go into customize because I've already saved this. So now you've uploaded your images, and then the Cricut will put it into your Design Space window. Okay, so I'm going to take this image right here. I'm going to duplicate it just for example. Okay, just ignore all of that. But for this part here, I'm going to undo everything that I have done. So this one, I created an offset. I'm going to delete it just so you could see it from scratch. I'm going to unflatten this because I put two images together. I'm going to click off, and then I'm going to remove the cat. Okay, now let me enlarge this so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. Oop, whoops. Went too far. All right, this is tricky. All right, so here we are. There's our image. These were two separate stickers in the sticker sheet. Okay, there she is right there, and then there's the cat. Or no, where's the cat with the cushion? There she is. Okay. Not only did I clean up the image, I also flipped it so it's facing each other. And I overlaid the two, or overlapped them. Okay. So from here, I took the image and I selected the two. And before you do any overlays or offsets, and offsets is that extra barrier around the edge, I'm going to flatten these two images so they're now become one. So they're not separate images, okay? Now I'm going to come up here to offset up at the top toolbar where it says offset, and I'm going to select my offset. Now see, it's really, really wide extra space. There's a lot between the blue line. That's how much offset you're going to get. I'm going to make that a little smaller. There you go. That's what I want. I'm going to apply it. Don't forget, you have to hit apply to have the offset. And then I'm going to go up to the top left corner where it says print then cut. There's a square there. There's a little black square. That's the color of the offset. And we're going to select the color that is closest to what is already on the sticker. Okay, so select the offset color. And then we're going to highlight the offset and the image. And we're going to flatten that out. Go ahead, hit that flatten now. Now they're just one. They're one piece all together. And this part is done. That becomes one sticker. Now, I did that already to all the other stickers. I'm going ahead and delete this. That is the process that I did for all of these images. And let me see if I can get this bigger so you could see. Oh, too big. There we go. Now you see all your stickers here. And I kind of thought I could lay it out like this, but no. I left it. I actually hit attach to all these images, and it gave me two sheets when I went to hit make up here in the top right corner. So I just undid the attach, went back to make, and now go in, and I want to change the size. And I'm going to go over here to the left-hand side where it has the material size. And I'm going to use the letter 8.5 by 11 because that's the size. That's the size of my shrink plastic, okay? And now it gives me two sheets, right? So now I'm going to go to page 2, and I'm going to select, hold the shift key down, and you can select all 3 images. And then these 3 little dots up here, click on it and you get move object or hide selected. We're going to move it all to one sheet. Okay. Now here we are, we're in the one sheet, and here's where we can move our images around. Isn't that awesome? Like, let's waste not, want not, right? We're going to use the maximum potential of this sheet. So I'm just going to grab whatever image, and I'm trying to manipulate it so that I could fit these images, there we go, within our sheet. I'm not trying to waste. There we go. Okay. Move her over. And we're going to rotate. You can rotate them. This is a really easy process. I love this part. We can turn them around. Fit them as much as we can. As good as we can. Not as much. As well as we can. There we go. Without touching. You don't want them to touch. Okay. And Actually, let's move her down. Is that better or worse? Let's see. Let's move her back to where she was. Rotate. It just takes some playing with the images. There we go. I think that is better. Can we rotate him? There we go. That's better. Okay, so now we got them all in, and I think everything fits nicely. Perfect. All right. So we got all our images in, and now we have to put in our shrink plastic. You got to make sure, depending on which one you're using and how the directions tell you to print it and how your printer prints, you have to be aware which side your printer prints out. Okay, so mine prints, my paper has to be facing down, and it prints on the bottom, and it goes up like this, and it comes up like that. Okay, so mine will be the matte side or the frosted side down for me, for my printer, and it'll print like this, and it'll curl up and print out, and the printed image is on the frosted side facing up. So I'm going to put mine in. Put it in the printer. All right, now I can hit continue in the bottom right. You guys are probably already know all this, but somebody asked how I do it. This is how I do it, okay? And then we're gonna go here, send it to the printer, let it find my printer, but I wanna use my printer dialog, okay? So it found my printer there. I clicked on use system dialog for my printer, hit print. Forgot to turn my Cricut on. Sorry, guys. All right, so go to preference up in my printer. My printer is an HP, okay, guys? So I'm going to leave my printer setting on plain. I don't want it on normal. I want it on draft. You don't need it to be heavy ink because when you shrink it down, the plastic shrinks, it's darker. So this is your opportunity to lighten the ink. You don't want it dark. And go ahead and hit OK, and then hit print here. And once it goes through, you're going to hear my printer. And then Cricut pulls up the preview. This is what it should look like inside the print bars right there. These little black lines in the corner, that's going to tell you where to line up, or where the Cricut is going to read. What is it called? Registration marks. There you go. And that's how quick it prints it, guys. My printer, like I said, it's an HP. And this is what it should look like. Okay? Very transparent, very, very light. And here in the registration mark, the upper left corner has this teeny tiny arrow. And this is how you take your sheet and lay it in the top left corner of your, what is that called? Cutting mat. So let me clear the decks a little. This is real time, guys, real time. All right. Cleaning my mess. Oh my gosh. And I can't believe I'm doing this. But here we go. I'm going to take my cutting mat. There you go. Remember to keep your plastic sheet protector. Lay it up on my cutting mat. Make sure it's straight. And you guys, I tried cutting this with an older cutting mat where it was a little dirty, but it was still sticky. It was just dirty. And my Cricut, you also got to make sure the ink is dry, guys. Don't roll over your image until the ink is dry. Okay. Anyway, the Cricut Design Space, I had like a dirty paper left over on the mat, and it kept reading that as a registration line, and it was offset because the line was little in. So it messed up. So if you guys do this and you're using the clear or the transparent shrink plastic, make sure that your mat is clean. Okay, so I'm going to click on done. Because I turned on my Cricut late. There you go. Oh, there we go. It's just really slow. Okay, so the second part, it says set base material, and I want my shrink plastic. So this is something that's not set up in Cricut Design Space. I had to create this. It says my materials, and I also clicked on my flag. So I clicked on shrink plastic. Okay, so how you do this, you go in, when you get to part 2, it says set base material. Go to browse all materials, and it gives you a whole bunch of options to cut. And believe it or not, they do not have shrink plastic because they don't suggest it. They got grocery bag even. So there you go. Light pattern paper. Printable sticker paper. It did not have what I wanted. So I had to create my own material. And they do have acetate. I could have tried acetate. They have cutting mat protector, foil acetate, transparency, but you know, there was a lot. And so instead, I created my own. There's even stencil vinyl. Where is it now? Now I can't find it. Shimmer. Shrink plastic. My materials. Okay. So clicked on that. And then you'll have material settings. So if you click on shrink plastic, you can also go all the way down to the bottom, and it says material settings. You click on that, and here's where you could change the pressure. Cut pressure, how many times you want it to cut, and a blade type. So you just click on the edit and you're able to adjust that. Okay, so mine is all the way down here. Shrink plastic. Here you go. So I edit mine, and the highest pressure is 350, right? So I clicked all the way to 350, and I did click 3 times, but I think I'm going to make it 4 times. It seems excessive, but this is thick plastic as far as materials. So I'm going to click 4 times. When I made it on 3 the first time, it wasn't enough. So I'm going to try 4. Hopefully that's enough. But again, you still could go in and out and change all of this again. So here you change what kind of blade. I have a deep point blade in my Cricut right now. I changed out my regular blade to the deep point blade. And I'm going to save. Hit that to save. Okay, now we're going to click out of here. Now I'm going to go to shrink plastic, but your wheel has to be on custom. Okay, don't forget to change the wheel on the Cricut itself, the machine. I'm going to hit more. Even though we have it at 350 for the pressure, I'm going to hit more. And here, everything is set up now. And now I'm going to load in my cut mat. And I'm going to let this run. Let it cut. Hit cut. Hopefully, turn that right towards there. And the sensor reads it. I'm going to move you a little bit. And so there you go. I'm not going to watch this thing cut. So I will just show you what it does to start with. It's reading the registration marks. It's going to take a minute because it's clear. We'll see how well it does. And it's gonna cut. Oh, no, it's not. It can't read the sensor marks. Are they high? Okay, I'm just going to try it again. Turn my light over so it could read the registration. It read that one. Yeah, it's having a hard time with this corner. It really is having a hard time. So first of all, make sure your mat is clean and your material is pressed down. Okay, I'm gonna stop this. I will be right back. I'm gonna try to fix this. Guys, okay, I'm gonna pick you up a little bit. Here you go. My printer, it kind of printed crooked. You see the gap on the top here and the gap here. It's a different height. So it printed offset. It's not straight. I'm not going to waste this, but yeah, I'm going to try and make it work. I don't know. If it doesn't, then I'm just going to cut it by hand, but it does work, you guys. It's a mess up on my printer side, so if it doesn't read it, then I'm going to go ahead and cut it by hand because we want to get to the shrink part. Yeah, and when we go to the shrink part, I'm going to put you over on my camera mount up on the top. I'll put you up there. But I'll be back and see if hopefully this thing damn works. All right. Okay, guys. So I fussy cut all the images out because the Cricut, the printer printed the lines too crooked and it wasn't registering. So I said, forget it. I'm wasting time. So I cut out the images using the scissors. And then I went ahead and cut with my, punched a hole with my Crop-A-Dile. It's the 1/8 inch hole. And punched all of that. Make sure you punch your holes before you shrink the plastic. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult to put a jump ring on there. Or you'll have to put like a clear bail or something. So you don't want to do that. And trim that off real quick. All right. The other thing you all need is a pokey tool and something flat to press it down. Okay, so I'm gonna melt it shiny side up. I'm gonna put the pokey tool in the hole and I'm gonna use the hottest setting on my heat tool. I'm gonna go ahead, let it heat up, and then I'm gonna start shrinking. Oh, and I'm also shrinking it on a cutting board, not on my mat. It'll warp it. So go ahead, shrink that up. Looks kind of scary, but it's not. It's fine. You go ahead and flip it over. Okay, we're not going to flip it over today. Take your weight or whatever it is that you're going to use to press it down so that the plastic cools on a flat surface. Okay, and it doesn't take a lot. You just go ahead and move it, and that is done. All right, and I'm going to try to move it over. Again, you could do it shiny side down, but I like to do it shiny side up. And go. How do you know it's done? It stops shrinking no matter how much heat you put on. So I'm putting a little bit of pressure just to help it flatten out. And there you go. You still got your hole in there. And there's your next one. All right. And now I'm just going to put you guys on time lapse. Okay, guys, I'm not going to melt all of them. I was having issues. I don't know. It was wanting to curl up on itself and staying, but this is what it looks like. It's kind of hard to see on my hand. There you go. Those are the charms. Strawberry shortcake, blueberry something, huckleberry. I don't know. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh. So pretty. And they measure 1 1/8. 1 1/8. And the image was under 2 inches. So yeah, that's what it came up to be. So guys, give it a try. Just don't forget to punch the hole. Yeah, the image was, let me see, including the outline, 2 5/8. So about 2 5/8. So over a little over 2 inches. Give it a try and let me know. Tag me. I mean, this is not the first video I've made showing how to use the Cricut and shrink plastic. So check it out, and I hope you guys give it a shot. And yeah, I've already got a whole plate full with the jump rings. It came out perfect. All right, guys, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next Crafty channel. If you're new here, welcome. Hit the subscribe button, join our Crafty family, and while you're there, hit the notification bell, and that will let you know when I load a new video like this or when I go live here on my channel. And yeah, thumbs up this video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.